G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to Man Cave Tuesday. Hope you all had a ripper week. What do we got going on in this video? Bacon that's not bacon. A new rain jacket, King's Fridge Debarkle, Mailbag Time, and the front door. And I don't know whether you can hear that noise, but let's have a look what the bloody noise is out the front. What's going on out here? Oh look, she's actually got protection. Headphones. Righto guys, no mucking around, let's get into it. Rightio guys, well, spring has definitely sprung. Check out our poor old tree that we chopped out. It's springing into life. I never actually got to cutting down this big one. And man, it is just full of it. Crazy. Righto, so we've got something going on over here. I've got this bloody product that I purchased. Got this all fired up. Let's have a look at this product. Right, so here is the product. Looks like bacon, doesn't it? Well, it's bacon, but it's not bacon. This is bacon as we know it. Straight out of the supermarket, come off a pig. Tastes fantastic, brilliant. What is this stuff? This is handcrafted lamb rashers, wood smoked. So I watched a YouTube video, the ABC channel, Australian Broadcasting Commission, for those not in Australia. They do lots of docos and stuff like that. Anyway, there was one that they did on this woman that bought a farm 100 k's out of Melbourne. She'd never done sheep farming and started doing, anyway, when it come to the sheep to go to being chopped up, the bottom of the sheep, apparently, we don't do anything with it, and that just goes for pet food or to go into grains to make pet food. And she went, holy shit, that's so bloody wasteful. What can we do? And apparently, so the bacon that comes off a pig is on the underbelly. So she said, well, why can't we do that with the lamb and make bacon, well, not bacon, but lamb rashers? And anyway, so she got a cook and they tried to figure out how to make this stuff be very similar to the bacon. I saw that, thought, oh my God, this is cool. Jumped online to their website, seen it, purchased it. It's very expensive doing it like that. So what it costs, so that there is 120 grams. Cost me $10.50 for that. Then to get it shipped here, $12.95. So $23.45 just for that. Obviously, I've done this for shits and giggles. I want to see what it tastes like. I thought it'd be interesting for you guys. Now this, and I was wondering, oh my God, how are they going to get it here in the mail? It was really, really good. So it came in this pack here, which has got, you can see it's got that stuff there. So well insulated pack. Sealed air or something, but it also had this gel pack in it. So this was pretty much, I don't know, a third of it was still frozen, so it was still everything was super cold, no problems whatsoever. The use by date on this is the 27th of November, so I got heaps of time as long as it kept cold. And yeah, it just came with Australia Post. Bloody crazy. I wouldn't suggest buying it like that because it would cost you a fortune. But let's go and check out, see if it's any good. Rightio guys, we'll whack a bit of just a little bit of oil on there. So give that a bit of a swish around. Now I think I did look on their website, and they said about putting it in a medium, not a really hot like you'd normally put bacon on, straight on a nice hot thing like that. I'm just going to do it like I'm going to do the bacon. I don't know if you can see me there. It smells very smoky. Oh wow, they're tiny. Oh, tiny little slithers. Actually, I should keep them very separated. Righto. Yeah, you can really smell that one. It's got a real smoky bacon, oh yeah, a smoky bacon flavour to it. Now I've only got this, all 4 burners are running, but I've only got them on really low. Normally I have it bloody, you know, full on. Well, so far they're looking like bacon. They're cooking up, we're sizzling, really good. Yeah, well, I reckon I'd call that done on these particular ones. Righto, let's call that done. Rightio. So that was a lot. The bacon was left a lot more mess on the plate rather than this stuff. But there seemed to be a lot of oil. I didn't think much oil was going to come out of this. Straight up. It tastes bacony, but not bacony. Like fake bacon. Interesting. All right, let's get the real bacon. That's bacon. Yum. Back to the lamb. Just doesn't have that. If you like bacon, which the majority of people do, and you have bacon and it's like, it's just instant. It's like, yes, bacon. This stuff, you don't get that. Think of Spam, actually. It's the same thing. It tastes like bacon, although I reckon the Spam is more bacony when you do that really thin slice and you really cook it up. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just I wouldn't pay more for something that's trying to be bacon. I don't know what reason you would do it for. As much as I love the idea, the doco was really good with the lady that was, you know, giving it a go, but that's bacon, that's lamb trying to be bacon. Bacon, love bacon. That's all right. Righto, let's get it. Let's go to the Jeep. Rightio, guys. A few weeks ago on a Man Cave Tuesday, I mentioned about getting this bloody King's 75 litre fridge freezer dual zone, and I said there was this whole bloody debacle with it. And when it's all sorted out, I'll then do the whole bit of a review, just show you around it. Well, today is the day that it's all been resolved. Actually, yesterday was, because the missing parts arrived. But the debacle was that I got onto King's, I was after Matt's one came up high like that, so it was thinner, shorter, but it was very high. So that's why I've gone with a 75. The 75 came in a shorter one because I have these these drawer systems, and the Jeeps are fairly small. It's not like a big Land Cruiser or anything like that. So that's why I ended up going with the 75. This is actually a new range that Super four-wheel drive Super Centre have, and you'll notice these are molded handles, so it's not a handle that you can grab all the way around or run something through to tie it down. They have these little screws here which a bracket goes on. So I was looking at it, looking at all the different options. I found this one, 75 litres, most probably more than what I need. And I noticed that they had this thing, and I thought, how the hell am I going to tie this down? And so they were buying these without anything. I could just buy it, and I thought, right, I need to find these straps, these special straps with the brackets to be able to do that, and I couldn't find them. So I could only find them in the combo. So the combo had the fridge freezer, the cover, it had a remote thermostat, Duvalaki, a wiring kit to run it to a battery, a separate battery, plus straps. And I went, cool, I need the straps, fine, I'm going to be getting, I would obviously want to get a cover, cool. I wasn't interested in the thermostat. Now that I've got it, I like it. And the wiring kit wasn't a big deal. I paid $713, I think it was, for this combo. Anyway, so placed the order, happy as Larry, and the first thing that arrives, I think, was, what was the bloody first thing? Oh, the cover. The cover turned up. Nothing else, just the cover. Then I think the wiring harness turned up, then the fridge freezer turned up, then the thermometer turned up, And then the straps turned up. But it's the straps only. There was no metal brackets to go on there. So I thought, oh, bloody hell. I go on their website, there's no contact. I have to submit a form and then do a claim form, and you got to fill everything out, put serial numbers, the whole kit and caboodle. And I've got to upload. I can't do it without uploading, so I have to take a picture of this and just say that the brackets are missing. I get an email back a couple of days later saying, your claim has been reviewed, but your product does not have the brackets with it, and we have now finalised the claim. That's it. And I went, what? So I've bought this combo that has the straps to strap it down, but I can't strap it down because it doesn't have a bloody handle. I need the brackets. Now remember, on their website, they've put this combo together, but it doesn't work. You can't strap it down. So at the bottom of that email, there was a phone number. I ring the phone number, I get some guy, I explain the whole bloody thing to him. He then goes, oh, I've got to speak to the manager, I'll speak to the manager. He comes back and he goes, yep, no worries, I can see what the problem is. And then explains to me that, you know, I obviously didn't word my claim properly, and that's why they've denied it. It's like, yeah, whatever. You've done a wrong thing. Just fix the bloody problem. And he goes, what I'll do is I'll submit a claim for you and I'll write it properly and it'll get sorted out. So he does that. I then get an email back from the claim saying that we've reviewed this thing and we don't accept it. So I respond to that, and by this time, my first line is, you've got to be joking. Well, this is an absolute joke. And then explain it again. Day or so later, this is all I'm just off the top of my head. A girl rings me back, or a lady rings me back, and she goes, I see what's going on. And actually, just to backtrack, when I was speaking to the first guy on the phone, he goes, we've had this happen before. What happens is all those combos, all that on the site, it's all generated by a computer. It's not a person putting these packages together. It's just automatically generated, and it obviously, yeah. And because of these new ones, that's why it's happening. So we've had that happen before, and we've got to get them to, we've told them to stop doing it. I don't know who the hell they're telling if it's a computer. So yeah, so it was a known problem. Anyway, so this lady goes, yep, I see the problem. Okay, what I'm going to do is simply give you a credit, and so she'll give me a credit. She'll then place the order to get the proper part and then ship it out to me. After all this, it's been nearly 1 month, a couple of days off, 1 month, I've now got my whole system. So these were the straps that turned up. These are the straps with the brackets. Crazy. So it's just one of those, and that's the four-wheel drive super center. They're just, yeah, the stuff is really cheap, and that's, I suppose, that's what you'd expect. But I just think I don't know, that's just ridiculous. And the most ridiculous thing is that I had a look today, and they're still doing it. They have combos with this setup. So the strap comes with that, but they've also got 2 or 3 combos that have just the straps. So someone's going to order that, and they're going to go through the exact same problem. This is the world we're living in. Yeah, and that's what happens when you buy cheap shit, I suppose. Hopefully it's not cheap shit, but I don't know. Customer service is out the bloody window these days. Righto, 75 litre. When there's obviously nothing in it, it's manageable. Got a bit of weight in it. Oh, there was another issue too I'll tell you about. So this cover that comes with it, Matt's cover was great. So the way it worked, it was universal. So it didn't matter which way you had the bloody things opening up. This is set to be only one way. You've got You've got your little window there to be able to see your controls. Down here you've got your vents. On this side you don't. So this can only go on one way. Now the doors on here I have not changed. This is the way this fridge has come to me. It's arse about, and I can't have this turned around. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just like, I would have thought that if this was not a universal thing, that it would at least work the way that this fridge would turn out or turn up. So if these were the other way and opened that way, which you can make them do it, it would work. Anyway, so I can live with that. So there you go, there's the bloody cover. So you've got the two zones. Now the beauty of this is that I can have that both fridges, both freezer. I can have fridge freezer or fridge freezer, or the kicker is I can have that turned off and only have this one, or turn that one off and only have that one. Bloody brilliant. They have the old baskets that come out. Oh, there's that the remote bloody Duvalaki thermostat. That one comes out. They lock down nice. So that's it. Boom. There's your controls on there. And I think they say that 112 cans can, you can fill that with 112 cans, which you kind of like looking at it and you go, really? But apparently you can. Rightio, so normally the esky would open this way, because this is where we stand normally and we're getting bloody stuff out and whatever. So as you can see, come around here to open this up. And then this is kind of like on this, I would much have rathered it to be all on the other side. That's the shitty part of that. So obviously I've got limited access for this, but that's heaps of room. Unfortunately, this back one only goes that far. That's enough to get, you know, drinks and bits and pieces. So just have to be kind of strategic on how we use and what goes in this one here, because obviously it's going to be strapped down. You don't want to be undoing straps to then move it out, blah blah blah, if you know what I mean. Even if I was to, I've tried it, it doesn't work in there either. That's the best that we get. I can live with that. So there's the little remote fridge thing. So that top one is telling you what the fridge is at, and then the bottom one is telling you what, wherever this is, that's the ambient temperature. It gives you the lowest and the highest that over a set period of time. To reset it, you just take the batteries out, put it back in, and it resets all those highs and lows. So just sits up in the cab. It is a handy little thing to have. So even though I didn't want it, I've got it. So it comes with an AC. So the idea would be, the way that I'm going to run it with that Blue Eddy is that run an extension lead, have this sitting in here the night before, have it running off the power from the house, keeping it all nice, getting everything all nice and cooled down. In the morning, pull that out, grab this one, plug it in, which is at the back. This, and I've already done it, feed through, plug it into the, what do you call it, the cigarette lighter. And if we're driving for 4 hours, 2 hours or whatever, it's all running off the Jeep. It's not using the battery, the Blue Eddy battery. But then when we pull up somewhere for the night or whatever, where we're going to be for an extended period of time, I just swap that from out of the cigarette lighter in the Jeep and just whack it in the Blue Eddy. Hey presto. The size of that Blue Eddy thing, I wouldn't have to really do it. I could just plug it into the battery for a couple of days and I know that it's going to run it. So yeah, there you go. Cool bananas. I'm not going to bore you guys with me bloody just knucking all that down. I'll show you that most probably another time. Righto, back to the man cave. Rightio guys, so another product that I have purchased, one that is a bit more practical than lamb rashes, is this DRIRIDER, wait for it, THUNDERWEAR 2 Black, it's a rain jacket. That's a 2XL. I normally, I take a large in tops. So obviously this has to go over a motorcycle jacket. I was kind of like going, oh, you know, is a large in representation of if I'm a large plus the jacket, I should get a large. It's not the case. You've got to go higher. Luckily, thankfully for Full Pelt Pete, because he runs with one of these. You've seen his really bright bloody yellow thing. There was a couple of these on the MX store, 2 different brands, and I ended up going with this one. Now look, I already know this thing works. Pete's been having his for ages, traveling in, you know, full on bloody rain up and down from Melbourne to Bendigo. So from a point of, is it any good? Yes, it is. Now, something that I've been using for 10 years, this would actually be 10, maybe 9 years, I'd say, it's a blizzard jacket, you know, something you might bloody, I don't know. It's just a normal outdoor jacket. Works really, really good. Now, the bonus with this one is that it actually comes with a hood, whereas the other one doesn't. So I've used this around here when it's raining and I've got to get out and I've got to undo bloody drains and stuff like that. Riding the bike, having that on, brilliant. And then around the campfire, wearing this to keep warm, and or if it's raining, the hood does come in handy around the campfire. So that's the only downside that I see to this one, is that when I'm around camp and it's raining, I don't have a hood to pop over. It's very minimal times it comes. The reason why I'm changing, the only reason why I'm changing it, it's the colour. I couldn't get a black one, and I know you should have bright colours. It's raining, it's dark, obviously. You want to stand out. Not that this was much of a standout anyway, but yeah, I just didn't like the colour. And of course, remember, for me, it's all about the videos and all that kind of stuff. And I'd see myself wearing that, and it just didn't look quite, you know, right. And I'm a fairly plain bloody. I would never normally have things like this. I'm only doing it because this is my shit, so I wear it. I've now gotten used to it. But anyway, shut up, Mark. Right. How much was it? I got it from mxstore.com.au. It was, where's me, oh, bloody phone. Oh my Lord, short lookers. $69.95. It was free shipping. That's it. I reckon for something like this and the value that you will get out of it, 69 bucks really is a bargain. So when I wasn't too sure about the 2XL, going that, is it going to fit over my jacket? Is it also, can I wear this without the jacket? It's really good. It's got the things like that. You've got the wraparound to tighten that up. Really good. Love it. I love this band here. As you can see, I still got the tag on it. Oh, how's that microphone going to go? You might go muffled in a minute. All flips over, you've got that there. So I reckon just for wearing around camp or whatever the hell, no worries. Now, as I said, Pete has been using it, loves his. Now, what else did it have? It's got a pocket here. Boom. I think it's a pocket there. Apparently it's got 3 pockets. I don't know where the 4th bloody pocket is. Oh, the 3rd pocket. Where's the 3rd pocket? 1, 2. Is it on the back? No. Is it on the inside? I can only see 2 pockets. I'm sure I seen somewhere it was 3 pockets. Let me go get me motorcycle jacket and we'll see how that works. Righto guys, so I get me bloody jacket on. The clouds are coming. Shit. Better stop. get me raincoat on. Boom. And straight away, you can see it just fits perfectly. There's plenty of room. Chug a rider up. Boom. Hey presto, I'm ready for the cold or the rain. Let's see how it works in the rain. Ah, bloody hell guys, it's sunny, for Christ's sake. You just can't win. Bring on the rain. That's what we're talking about. Well, my pants aren't bloody waterproof. So I can feel a little bit of it, obviously, coming down me back there. I could have done this up a little bit tighter. You most probably can't hear me. Did I not put my visor down? What an idiot. Oh, that's a little bit better. Righto, off with the bloody rain. Right, oh, get this bloody helmet off. Whew. Put my hat on so you can't see all my messy hair. Oh. Righto, so we're just looking for, you know, obviously this isn't a real world test and we already know it bloody works. Well, there you go. So apart from a little bit at the back there and not putting my visor down, Nay said my thing was a little bit kinked at the back. Whew. So there you go guys. If you're after a, I'd call that a cheap rain jacket for while you're on the motorbike that you can double up to use while at camp. Remember, it doesn't have a hood type of thing. Why am I shaking that? It's not wet at all. Yeah, $69 MX store. I'm not affiliated by anything. Now, so I took that, for me, that was a 2XL. Pete's jacket, he uses a 3XL and that works for him. So anybody, whatever. Righto, I don't know where we're going. Just let's go. Okay guys, it is mailbag time. Righto, we've got 3 things to turn up in the mail. Short lookers on like usual. The first thing we've got from Jeff, and Jeff is the Tassie Adventure Rider. I'll show you the little bloody logo there. So he's got a YouTube channel. Go on, focus. There you go. Booyah. Hi Mark, thought I'd send you a couple of stickers for your wall. Love your channel and your work. Keep up the good work, fellow DRIRIDER. Cheers, Jeff. Tassie Adventure Rider. With all these, I'll put a link down in the description. I was very curious as to this one because these are homemade ones and I can see that it's got that. Now you know Nay has that machine, it's called the, what is it? Cameo Silhouette, so that she prints out those stickers that she puts on the signs, does the painting, peels them off to get all those nice instead of trying to hand do it all, which sometimes she does do the hand stuff. Yeah, so he's used, the rival to the Cameo Silhouette is the Cricut machine, or Cricut, I can't remember which way they call it, but yeah. Yeah, so he's actually done that. So you've obviously printed onto some type of sticker, I would say, in your own printer machine, and then done the cutout on that. Yeah, anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. Cool, so Jeff, thanks heaps, mate. We'll get them up in the board. Second is Biker Bytes. We've mentioned Biker Bytes, Jason. There is Jason's sticker there. Hopefully that's in focus. We've got a few here. I was very interested in the way this one was done because it's got a bit of history to it. It's got, you can follow its little progress. So here's that. So this first little sticker is, "Hi Mark, more stickers for you from Jason via Full Pelt Pete." So Pete's whacked that on there, which is stuck to this, and it's which way did it go first? So that was the last part of it. I think this is Pete. Yeah, "Hi Jason, your stickers have arrived. Enjoy, mate, and great to have your contact. Keep those videos coming, Full Pelt Pete." And then obviously Jason's then turned it over, reused the thing, and then, do you know what I mean? "Hi Pete, your stickers have arrived. I thought I'd be generous and include 4 of each type. You can pass a couple on to Mark when you see him. Thanks again and ride safe, mate. All the best. Jason, aka Biker Bytes." So good on you, Jason. Thanks, mate. Brilliant. It's the small things that amuse me. Crazy. Right, so now I've got this stuff here, but I want to change locations before I have got a 3-page. I read this and I thought, oh, well, I won't read all this out. It's actually 4 pages. And I was going to read it, and then I was just going to do abbreviation. But I've read this and I just thought, no way, I need to read this story, this letter out. But I've got to change locations. Right, same location, different position. Here we go. "Dear Mark and Nay, mate, I thought I would send you this Nullarbor memento, as I noticed in your man cave you don't seem to have anything which signifies you have done the epic east to west and back ride." What he's got me is that. Check that out. That is awesome. I already know exactly where this is going. Love it. And I don't know whether I do or not have a memento. What he's talking about is a trip that I did over 11 years ago. Me and Craig, a mate, he was on an R12, a BMW R1200, and I was on Harry the Boulevard C50. That vid of you crossing the Nullarbor was a cracker, and it's what hooked me onto your channel. I confess I am not a crew member at the moment, but I will be. Thanks, mate. Your Nullarbor ride is what inspired me to do the trip in 2017 on my 2014 R1200 GSA. I rode from Canberra to Camboulder in Western Australia. Now, I had to look up where Camboulder was. So when me and Craig did it, we went from Victoria, from Bendigo, straight across the bottom, which the Nullarbor, and then we stopped at Norseman, and then we doubled back. The way that Dave's done it is he's got Canberra, and then down, and then across, and then up a little bit. So Camboulder is halfway between Norseman and Kalgoorlie, which is where the big open cut mine and all that is. Camboulder in Western Australia, where my son, his partner and my grandson were living at the time. It was a great ride, experiencing all the different weather conditions the Nullarbor can throw at you. I went from stinking hot 46 degrees, he's even put, or for the Americans, 114 Fahrenheit, days heading west to driving wind and rain coming back east. On the way home, I intended to take about 5 days to ride from Camboulder to Canberra, but that idea went out the window once I started day one. I rode from Camboulder to Ucilla near the WA and South Australia border, stopping overnight, around 840 kilometres. The next day I intended to ride from Ucilla to Ceduna in South Australia. These are big miles of absolute bloody nothing, and bugger all amenities or anything in between either. And on the third day, I would head to my parents in the Barossa Valley for a few days stopover before heading on home to Canberra. But I got into the groove and ended up riding from WA South Australia border to Barossa in one hit. It was only 1,250 kilometre ride, which took me around 16 hours with plenty of stops. The ride was brilliant despite it raining pretty heavily for the first 500 kilometres from Ucilla to Ceduna. I was going to ride from Barossa to Canberra in 2 days, but once in the groove again, it was a one-day haul, just over 1,100 kilometres. I've sold that bike now, but wish I hadn't, especially when I watch your vids of the rides you and the crew do. Next page. In 2019, my wife and I headed back over to WA in 2019, which is when I bought this plate for you. It's been sitting in my garage since then, and as I was tidying up the other day, I found it. The 2019 trip was in the car with a camper trailer and was an adventure in itself. Wait for it. The short version is the four-wheel drive main thrust bearing went as we pulled into Madura for the night. So driving from that point on needed clutchless gear changes once I was rolling. Next day, we stopped at Balladonia for lunch and my wife stepped on a snake. Now, these towns that he's talking about, they're hundreds of kilometres away from each other and there is absolutely nothing. One road, boom, middle of nowhere. Wife stepped on a snake which had slithered from the light scrub to the shade of the camper. She was bitten on the foot, which sent me into a spin, as you would. Like Balladonia is a roadhouse. That's it. There's no township as whatever, let alone a hospital or whatever. Once I applied first aid and had contacted 000, I was advised the nearest medical support was Norseman Hospital, 200 kilometres away. We were told to keep driving and basically meet up with the ambulance, which was being sent from Norseman. It was a 100-kilometre dash with the camper in tow, no clutch, and my wife's foot and leg bandaged and splintered to her other leg. We did the roadside transfer to the ambulance about 100 kilometres from Norseman. As the ambos were leaving, they told me to meet them at Norseman Hospital, but not to try and keep up to the ambulance. They just disappeared. They weren't mucking around. When I arrived at the hospital, the doctor gave me the bad news, which was all snakes out there are venomous. Then he gave me the good news that he knew how to treat all the different snake bites. By this time, it had been about 3 hours since the bite, and luckily my wife was not showing any signs of being envenomated. Basically, no snake venom in her system. The doc also told me that about 80% of snake bites are usually just strikes, and that unless a snake latches on, they usually don't inject any venom. Yeah, so what? I've heard that lots. Basically they want to save that venom for when they really need it. So if they're hissing, they're saying, "Hey, piss off," or if they'll give you a strike just to say, "I really mean it," but. And they'll save that venom, so it's a dry bite. Eventually, my wife was airlifted by Royal Flying Doctors Service from Norseman to Kalgoorlie Hospital. I set off in the patrol with a blown clutch thrust bearing to meet. Third page, her at the hospital. The staff at Norseman Hospital, the Royal Flying Doctor Service and Kalgoorlie Hospital were absolutely brilliant. From the time of the snake bite to discharge was 23 hours, and in that time she had interacted with 22 different medical staff from the Ambos, Norseman Hospital, Royal Flying Doctor Service and Kalgoorlie Hospital, all of whom gave her 100% attention and the best care possible. I met some great Aussies that day. One old fella in the Norseman Hospital who was having his own issues, and when he heard about my wife and the fact I had to divert to Kalgoorlie, offered me all his money in his wallet and his fuel card to ensure I had enough to get to Kalgoorlie and stay in a motel so my wife could rest up once discharged from hospital. I still get a tad emotional thinking of that old boy and his generosity to a total stranger. It took a fair bit of to assure him I was okay for money and fuel. Just amazing, crazy. In Kalgoorlie, I booked into a motel instead of staying in the camper, and I met another old bloke who asked why I had a camper and was staying in the motel. When I told him the story of my wife and the clutchless issues, he dropped everything he was doing, delayed his departure back home so he could drive me to the hospital. He wanted to wait for us so he could drive us back to the motel, but I did not know how long she would be there. I never forget either of those blokes. So mate, this are some of the stories attached to the Nullarbor crossing plate. I'll remember it. On one of your more recent vids, I saw you install the King's fridge into Brutus. I've got a few of these cable chains. I tell you what, you had me going, I don't know what. I could not figure out what the hell this thing was. Even they couldn't. Do you remember those things? You'd go to the show and you get your show bags and they'd have the snakes that would bloody, you know, wiggle around, except this snake only wiggles one way, it won't go back the other way. So yeah, I had to read this to work out what it was. These cable chains. So I thought you could use one for the fridge. It will protect your power cable. Easy to install, especially for you. Thanks, mate. Yeah, so once I read that, I went, cool, I've actually seen it before. So yeah, I had it, yeah, so, no, where is it? It'd be like something like that. And then you pull your fridge out, so it does that. So it's an outer skeletal protection for your wire, so you don't cut it or crimp it or whatever. Bloody brilliant. Anyway, mate, I really enjoy watching your channel. I think you and they are brilliant and have most likely inspired a lot of people over the years to get out there and just give it a crack. Righto, last page. I really enjoy watching the builds you do. Matt's KLR build and Pete's mods to the T700 and DR. I want another dual sport, but every time I watch one of your vids, I say to myself, I'll buy a DR. Then the next vid, it's, I'll buy a 10RA. And then I see Matt's build, and then I think, I'll buy a KLR. So far, I've bought nothing. Keep doing what you are doing, mate. I wish you and they the very best. Cheers, regards, Dave. Bloody ripper. Thanks heaps, Dave. Cool. Righto, let's get all these bits and pieces up and around the joint. Rightio, let's make a little bit of extra light in here. I'm gonna get Harry out of the way. Rightio, so Tassie Adventure Rider, I reckon I should be able to get you right up there. So we've got Australia and Tasmania is just there. Obviously, for those that don't realise, Tasmania is part of Australia. There we go. Right next to I Ride Tas. Gee, I haven't seen I Ride Tas for a little while. I'll have to go check out his bloody channel. There we go. Booyah! Bloody ripper. Good on you, Jeff. Righto, Jason, I reckon we'll get you in a spot right about there. So Jason's from Australia. Booyah! Good on you, Jason. Thanks heaps. Rightio, so the snake, that was very good bloody timing. So I'll be able to, I still got to get that fridge tied down and everything. Right, let's get this out of here. Booyah! Love it. It is going up here in pride of place, right about there, I reckon. There we go, guys. Bloody looks awesome. Fantastic. Righto, get out of here. Right, what the devil's going on in here? Well, what are you doing?
Oh, they childproof them so much.
I know, they're the worst things to bloody get.
It's
Crazy.
devil's work.
You're going to show them what you've done?
I haven't done anything.
Come on.
Matt did it, it wasn't me.
Oh, I helped too.
That's what we've done.
I've already shown him that. Show him the actual thing. There it is, look. There's light coming through a door.
I know, isn't it like fabulous?
It's held closed with a
stool at the
stool.
moment. Safety first.
Can you turn that light on? Because that might help actually. Oh, there you go. So that's that door that we got from Heathcote, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you want to open that up?
So it's been cut down to size.
Cut down all the way around. So now we're up to getting it all fully functioning, and then Nate's going to do all the painting and stuff.
That's the plan, yeah. And I've been very good. I bought the door trim to go around the door.
Because that's the thing, we still haven't finished that, and we still haven't finished the trim around there. But that's alright.
Every step of progress is progress.
Exactly.
Alright? Stop harassing me.
What's going on, puppy? Hello. What's your mum doing? Still working on the door.
Yes.
Look, we've got a lock, so now we can actually lock our front door, which is great. So what Nae's doing, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on this door, is she's going to start sanding it. But I bogged that all up. That was a big slit all the way through. That has been done, so Nae's going to now sand it all up and start painting. Is that correct?
That is the goal.
Yep.
Yep. Yep, so I'll obviously hang some sheet around and...
Cool. You're possibly going to have a shelf in there. She's got a door knocker already for there. This, we're going to keep this part, but we're trying to find something that because we've had to trim this door, like it got trimmed all the way around about that, so you're not going to get that nut. Okay.
Oh, I just took it away.
Oh, did you? Oh, no, the trim.
Where is it?
Yeah, one of these.
The mortise lock doesn't fit anymore.
No, so when we put that in there, whichever way it goes, as you can see, that does not work because we've trimmed it back. So we've got to get another one of these that is a smaller one. And it's really hard. Nae's been going everywhere trying to find one. She's found some online, but they're like $300 and then $400. It's just ridiculous. So, but as per usual, we'll figure that out. Yeah, see, that is an option.
It is an option to keep it, but we're just... Yeah, well, that would put it in... Yeah, we might end up doing that.
Yeah.
The only issue was the whole having to gouge out in there more. And it would mean moving those holes, but they'll be covered anyway.
Yeah,
so.
we could do that. I mean, we did that with that over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's options.
Cool. So I just thought I'd show you that. Hopefully the next Man Cave Tuesday it should be all done and looking pretty. That's the object, pretty.
Yes.
Our pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, which is not everybody's pretty. Where's the door knocker?
On the table.
Oh, there it is. There's the door knocker. There it is. Look at that. Bloody ripper. I'll leave a shit in there. Righto. Thanks, baby.
No problem.
Well, there you go, guys. That is Man Cave Tuesday done and dusted for another week. Hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, keep on writing when you can, obviously. At the moment, what we're trying to bloody do is just keep on keeping on. Righto. Catch you later.